we point you to the good and bads of all things Disney. I'm one of your hosts, Griffin Tennell, Griffey D-Pad, and with me, as always, the wonderful, the amazing Mr. Mitch George. How are you doing, bud?
I should have bought an eye patch. It would have been way funnier for the bit.
Yeah, you just show up with an eye patch.
Well, the problem is I tried sunglasses, but they're polarized, so I can't actually look at my screens.
Okay, let's see him. Let's see the
So
sunglasses.
y'all are just gonna have to deal with me having a janky eye for this podcast, which is why it's been so long since our last piece of content. So apologies for that.
Yeah, we took a little bit of time off because we had this hilarious.
My whole family had eye infections for like the last 2 weeks.
Like,
It's
I
been
took
brutal.
a week-long vacation, got back, you immediately got sick. We tried to
Yes.
record one thing, and then everything just went off the rails.
That is correct.
So that's up. I forget what that even was. I think that was our top 10 episode.
Top 10 Disney attractions.
Yeah.
Walt Disney World attractions.
Which
That was
is a great
fun.
episode. You guys should watch that. Really
Yeah.
a fun one. We're trying to experiment with new ideas, new topics, and whatnot. So please let us know what you want us to talk about. We are doing a review today. We are talking today about the new Marvel Zombie miniseries on Disney Plus. But before we jump into that, we're going to try a couple of new things here going forward. Again, playing with the format of the show and whatnot. So first off, housekeeping for South High. How's it going? Thank you for coming back. It's been a little bit since you've seen us. We will be getting back to the Win or Lose series. We just actually have to like watch the episodes and talk about them and whatnot.
I watched a couple. I'm ready. I watched the whole thing, but I mean I've rewatched a couple, so you let me know.
Yeah, I'm still trying to keep it only watching the one until recording.
As you should. As you should.
That's still happening. We've got this happening. The TikToks will be coming back here hopefully soon. I'll be honest, with everything that's been surrounding Disney lately, it's been a little bit hard for me to actually want to go to Disney.
Yeah, that is very fair. This is a very strange time to be a fan of anything Disney.
Which is like kind of a reminder I want to give at the top of the show. In case you are not aware of, Disney did have this whole situation with Jimmy Kimmel and bowing down to the Trump regime at the moment. It is worth reminding of everyone that Disney is a corporation. Disney is not our friend. We might like the product that Disney makes, but Disney is still, at the end of the day, a corporation designed to make money. I always wanted to try to put that out there in the show, remembering, like, hey, we're going to enjoy this. We're going to like these things. This is still an incredibly powerful company of like a ridiculous extreme.
Yeah, you and I actually were talking before we started recording about some of the consolidations happening across the entertainment industry, not just in film and television, video games. There's a lot of that going around just in regular corporate America right now, and it's definitely a strange time where you have all of this consolidation of control and influence by some of the richest, most powerful people in the world, and we want to use this time with each other and with all of you listening and watching from wherever you are to escape that a little bit. And there's no fully escaping it. And we will, discuss some touchier subjects when it's worth talking about. I honestly think we probably should, after some of the dust has settled around all of this, talk a bit about the influence of the Trump regime over the whole Kimmel situation. And that's something that we can discuss offline. But for us, this conversation is the escape. It's to enjoy the creative side of the things we love about the Walt Disney Company and others. I think this rebrand allows us to branch out a little bit more and enjoy some things from other places, but we will not. You can't just immediately dismiss the business side of a lot of what these corporations are doing between acquisitions and mergers and decisions being influenced by both domestic and foreign governments. It's it's a lot.
Going to be having those serious topics, like you said. There will be episodes where we do talk about that stuff, and that's all we're going to talk about. This is very much a situation of, with how the show runs right now, we don't always know what the next episode is going to be, which is actually kind of exciting from a creative standpoint. From a, oh man, the world is constantly on fire standpoint, things are a little stressful, and as they are right now, shit's insane. So,
I mean, our next episode's probably Elio,
which is another one on how
we're getting a volume 3 of Star Wars Visions this month.
Oh yeah, we gotta talk about that because that's it.
I didn't know that, and I don't think we ever did volume 2.
We never did, Volume 2 came out at a weird time for us.
Percy Jackson's out in a couple months.
Yeah, so there's plenty of stuff for us to talk about here, both in terms of the creative fun stuff as well as the business less fun stuff. We're going to try to figure it out how we do things. This is one of those episodes that's going to be mostly fun. That massive disclaimer going forward. Yeah, stuff is coming back. We're working on things.
Tron's coming out in a couple of weeks.
Oh yeah, I gotta buy my ticket for that. I don't have my.
I should
I don't have
probably-
my AMC A-list anymore, so now I actually have to buy a movie ticket.
I was gonna say we canceled our Cineplex Cineclub a couple months ago. You know, with having a baby, so that's probably one that I go to alone anyway. Only Murders in the Building came back. I haven't even started that season.
I'm still like a season behind on that show. Yeah, stuff's happening.
Should get caught up.
We're working as best we can. We're two people with day jobs.
Alien Earth happened. There's that new football series I'd love to talk about on Hulu with
Yeah, Chad Powers.
good looking guy that I forget.
The fact that we got Glenn Powell. The fact that
That's the one.
Chad Powers is an entire series based off of this one bit that they had done for an ad for the NFL is so hilarious to me.
Yeah, I cannot wait to watch that show. That's out this week, I think. I think it's out tomorrow.
Okay, maybe we'll
Or
do an episode
today?
of that.
Heck, I'm watching it. So if you want to record it, I will record it with
I will
you.
probably watch it. So, but speaking
All
of,
right,
I
cool.
want to start these off now with another segment. As we mentioned, we're trying to pop out of the Disney bubble every once in a while, and I know that Mitch and I both watch, read, play a lot of other things that aren't necessarily Disney. So, Mitch, I want to start this episode today by asking you, what are you watching? What are you playing? What are you doing?
Great question. And for all of you who are not aware, I didn't know this was happening. Griffin did not preface any of this. It
I
just
told
kind of
you
fell
about
on
this
me.
Before we started recording.
You told me we were going to do something new. You didn't tell me what it was. So not much, to be perfectly honest, between being sick and work. It's been a lot of, and actually today was our son's first day of daycare. So like, there's just a lot of personal stuff going on. But when there is time, I've gone back to Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth on the Switch.
Oh man, going back to
Because I realized I never finished those two more recent Digimon Story RPGs, and there's a new one coming out in a little bit. Although I'll probably wait a while to get to the new one. I just had a hankering for some monster catching ahead of the new Pokemon game that's out in about a month, and then obviously that Digimon game in a bit sooner, and then I'm not going to play for a while. So yeah, I've been grinding away Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth from like 2017.
Yeah, going back.
It's been a good ass time.
Yeah, there's been a game on my Switch I've been meaning to play, but I finally got that Disney Villains Cafe game.
Oh god, that came out?
That game, dude, they announced that game. As
Oh, that was a shadow drop, wasn't it? Yeah, that's right.
And I want to talk about it here eventually. I just actually have to sit down and play it. Now for me, I think my thing is to talk about, like, as what I've been watching, honestly, is the new season of Peacemaker.
Oh yeah, that's been on my list as well.
I want to do an episode of the TV show just about the whole season. At some
Yeah,
point.
I'm down.
But man,
Well, wait for it all to wrap.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been really good.
This show is
Another.
It just
Yeah.
genuinely it's James Gunn going full James Gunn. And like
He now has the creative freedom that you would have liked to have seen from earlier James Gunn productions, right?
Mm-hmm. It is very good. And I highly recommend
I will say then, outside of games, one thing that I started watching the other night that's actually really good. I'm just trying to find it, because I don't actually know where it would be in the US. Because it is a Vice original series, The Dark Side of Comedy. So this is from the same creative team that did The Dark Side of or that is still doing The Dark Side of Wrestling. It started there as episodes about some of the lesser known stories within wrestling and some of the bad parts. And The Dark Side of Comedy does the same thing for comedy. So the first episode of the show focused on Chris Farley and his ups and downs and eventual passing in the 90s. And it's one of those shows where each episode kind of exists in a bubble, so you don't have to watch them sequentially. So like I jumped from that one to the episode that was on Dustin Diamond, really well produced, narrated by Dave Foley. Like I said, Vice original series. I don't know where it would stream in the US. In Canada, it's on Crave as a Crave original. But
Yeah, I think it's on Hulu.
oh, so we can talk about it here.
But it's one of those where it's like it requires an additional subscription on Hulu.
Ah, okay, we can't talk about it here.
Um,
But yeah, all of those Vice original series have been really good. So like there was the Dark Side of Comedy, there was the Dark Side of Wrestling. I'm trying to remember there was a third one. Oh yeah, they did the Dark Side of the '90s, Dark Side of the 2000s, Dark Side of the Cage, Dark Side of Reality TV. There have been a number of these shows, and they were all really well produced and really well researched, the stories. So definitely worth giving that one a watch.
I knew they had done Dark Side of Football.
I haven't seen that one. I was just looking at what was available on Crave, but yeah, it looks like it's an extra subscription to Vice TV, wherever that might be. And then obviously you can purchase them piecemeal, the episodes you want to watch through something like Apple TV or Amazon Video. I highly recommend.
Very fair. With that, that's what we've been watching. That's what we've been playing. Let's talk about today. Marvel Zombies officially releasing to all of us on September 24th, 2025. This is a 4-episode miniseries created by Brian Andrews and Zeb Wells. Zeb, we will get back to you, you bastard. I do not like this man.
I wonder why.
But showrun by Brian Andrews. Brian Andrews has contributed to a handful of different things throughout his time. He was a storyboard artist on Avengers Doomsday. He was the director for What If. He's been a storyboard artist actually on pretty much. Is it Marvel? Then he's probably been on it. I would particularly shout out though that he was a story artist on Shrek Forever After, just because I think that's funny.
See, I thought you were gonna go to his year as a storyboard artist. That was very interesting. Where in 2012 he was a storyboard artist for Hotel Transylvania, The Avengers, and John Carter.
Look, when you gotta work, you gotta work.
I mean, very interesting
if you want
bunch of films,
if you
to be certain.
want to go back, he was also a storyboard artist for Sky High, which I feel like we don't talk about enough.
We don't, and should probably just do an episode on it at some point.
And going way back, he even directed some episodes, but he was mostly storyboard artist for Jackie Chan Adventures.
Because this was a Disney movie, wasn't it? Sky High?
Sky High was a Disney movie, yes.
Yeah, we should definitely do an episode on that.
Meanwhile,
I've not seen that movie in a while.
Zeb Wells. I feel like I could talk.
Did you know the director of Sky High was also the director of Deuce Bigelow, Male Gigolo?
Okay, well, that's been the show, everybody.
I'm done. You shouldn't give me access to Wikipedia during a show. I'm sorry. I'm like a golden retriever. I get distracted.
Okay, Zeb Wells. Where to start with Zeb Wells? He's known for Spider-Man. Namely, he's known for ruining Spider-Man.
That is an objective opinion. I wouldn't say he ruined Spider-Man. He told a very different sort of Spider-Man story, and there are things people didn't like about some of the aspects of that story. I wouldn't say he ruined Spider-Man.
Okay, he ruined Spider-Man for Griffin. Now he's primarily known for the Brand New Day storyline.
Yeah.
Brand New Day is a highly contentious storyline amongst Spider-Man. It was a follow-up and a refresh to a lot of terrible things, and it was kind of the beginning of this status quo for Spider-Man of what if we never let Spider-Man get back together with Mary Jane?
Yeah.
He's done some other things as well. I like to give him shit. He's not a terrible writer. He does some interesting stuff, and he's written all around the actual Marvel universe, particularly also doing some stuff with New Mutants, doing some stuff with Venom, Elektra, Fantastic Four. He even did some the Young Avengers Runaway crossover during the Civil War time. So, like, he does a lot of stuff. I don't actually know what he's currently working on, but he's also been a co-writer on a lot of the Marvel stuff we've seen. He was a co-writer.
So he is currently writing the crossover one-shot Deadpool Batman.
I thought that was a. Is it just? I thought that was a anthology book.
It is, but I think each crossover is going to have a different creative team.
Gotcha. Which I saw
Because there's also on the Marvel side there's Deadpool Batman, and then on the DC side there's Batman Deadpool, another one shot that's being written by Grant Morrison.
Right, I'm really excited.
So kind of two sides of the same coin kind of deal.
I'll tell you what, that the Deadpool Batman crossover, one of the stories in there is Crypto and Jeff the Landshark, and it's the greatest thing I've ever read.
Of course it is, because you have a brand.
Well, it's literally just Crypto and Jeff hanging out.
He was also married to Heidi Gardner from SNL.
Yeah, I have a contentious opinion on Zeb Wells, especially with what I do think has ruined Spider-Man, which is his most recent Amazing Spider-Man run. The most recent
is that the Mary Jane stuff?
Not even. Well, yes. Paul. This man managed to get the entire internet to hate just a dude named Paul.
Nothing wrong with Paul. Paul's just a guy. Like, come on.
Paul sucked so bad that they gave Mary Jane breaking up with him an entire single panel page.
He was also an uncredited co-writer on Thor: Love and Thunder and and is credited as a co-writer on Deadpool and Wolverine. So, like,
part of the reason he was a co-writer on the Marvels was because of the Ms. Marvel integration into Amazing Spider-Man, where they proceeded to kill her.
Where they retconned her character a bit,
I do not blame him for that. I blame Marvel as a company for that.
Again, business decisions. They need that synergy, man.
But even aside from that, this run of Amazing Spider-Man, honestly, to me, has been the single worst run of Amazing Spider-Man, period. Like, I do not like this dude's writing, more often than not. And I'm saying this, and I'm kind of being harsh on it, to get into how we're going to be talking about Marvel Zombies.
Which I don't want to set that as the context, because okay, so jumping into Marvel Zombies, I really like what Andrews and Wells brought to this property. I was pleasantly surprised, and that's not something I've been able to say about What If. You know the kind of things I've said about What If. I'm not a fan of the animation style. There's just things about it that seem off to me. This is the first time that it clicked for me, and I absolutely adored this miniseries. Absolutely adored it from beginning to end. The what if nature of the story, the weird branches they take from, established MCU or Marvel continuity. I had a great time here. I
really like this 4-episode style for a what if, and I actually hope we get more styles like that. There's so many what if episodes I think deserve this treatment because they just needed a little bit more time.
Or it doesn't even have to be what if. I like this format for just a short story you want to tell about a specific character, a specific group of characters. With this being a Kamala story, I would love this format for, like, again, going back to your boy, Jeff the Baby Landshark. Give me a Jeff the Baby Landshark series from this creative team or this animation studio, and you give me a creative team that can write that story and write a series of Jeff shorts. That'd be great.
What I really want is I want a Kahori story like this. Like, I really want them to take some of those other what if ideas and play with them. Like, Kahori would be a really interesting one. Do something like the Mech Avengers. That was such a unique idea. 1872 as well. The cowboy one. Like, I think there's a lot.
Or the medieval one as well was quite good.
The medieval one I really like. The medieval one also has the issue though of being the Captain Carter episode for that season.
That's true. You just forget that part of it and it just make it its own thing.
Like, I feel like we have a bunch of these like stories here that could go on for longer, and I really like that. With the actual like content of Marvel Zombies, it has a lot of really cool ideas.
Yeah.
I don't think it sticks the landing on any of them. Um, the first episode, I think, really hits. The first episode is
Yeah.
fantastic. The next three episodes suck.
I don't.
I think there's some
I
really,
can't.
really cool ideas. I love Infinity Hulk. That is genius.
That was dope.
And there's some really cool stuff like seeing Ground Zero at San Francisco and like the Pym lab kind of going crazy because that was Ground Zero, and so Pym particles are going crazy, and some people are going big, some people are going small. Um, and they have some really fun ideas and unique stuff with the individual characters, like Shang-Chi, how he has the zombie arm that is being stopped by the ring, and like there's a lot of stuff going on here. I don't think any
You
of
have
it.
goddamn Blade Knight.
Blade Moon Knight is
Blade
the
Knight.
coolest shit. I don't know what that ending was either. That ending was hot garbage for me.
So, do you want to? I hate doing this, and we do it every time. But let's just jump right to the ending.
I mean, I'm insulted in the ending, so yeah, go for it.
I actually kind of low key love it for a few reasons. One, we never the whole idea of a zombie thing. If you don't see a body, they're not dead. We never saw a body. That is Riri trying to get through to Kamala in the aftermath of what presumably is Scarlet Witch going no more humans, akin to no more mutants in the House of M storyline, which I think is a really fun way to end this thing. Like, it doesn't, this world is not meant to end on a good note. It's not meant to be happy, and like there isn't meant to be a bow tied on this because it is a what if story. This is a world in the MCU multiverse in the sacred timeline that is meant to be pruned because something changed and it went awry, and this world should not exist in the context of the MCU multiverse and everything that was happening with too, and Deadpool and Wolverine, because that is now very important to the canon of the MCU, which I kind of low key love that. And I like that it shows how powerful the Scarlet Witch is, even when she's been zombified, of needing the conduit of Kamala and the Infinity Hulk to like it. Just again, it goes to show how important Kamala is going to be to the MCU. Like, I thought it was.
I don't like the whole let's make it look like everything is fine part of it. I like the zombies winning. And I think that's how it should have gone. I fully am on board for that. What I don't love is that they're giving us this kind of cliffhanger-y thing for it. Of a show that
I think they're leaving it open for a season 2.
I don't think it's gonna.
Why not? I think it could.
I think animation is expensive. They don't want to do they will not want to do a season 2 for this.
I think there's a possibility, depending on what the viewership numbers look like here, that we do get a season 2 eventually. Or if not a season 2, we could see this story continued in some way or form in some other form of animation or in the comics.
What I would have much
I think doing What If Marvel's Zombies spin-off in the comics doesn't seem like an unreasonable place to go with this.
So first off, we have that. We have Marvel.
No, I know. I meant like a new Zombies.
And what I was really hoping with how this would end would get it to be more like that original series of everyone gets their minds back. They're just zombies.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would have made a far more interesting ending for this.
I feel like that's part of what they're trying to set up, though, with Wanda. Right? Where we could potentially any of the other characters that did survive going that way. Or maybe that is Riri as a zombie, but having her wits about her. We don't know, right? Because we don't.
I feel like we took a half step. And I feel like we should have gone all the way. Like, I love.
In a 4-episode miniseries, it's hard to go that far, though.
It's really not, though. You do the exact same ending you do. It's just you have everyone be zombies and everyone's fine with it.
Yeah.
I love what they do with
I just don't think there were enough humans left to do that, to be honest.
Yeah, that's the point, is you go full zombie. Everyone's zombies now, and now you have to deal with the repercussions of that. And you can choose to do that in the season 2, but you don't have to. It's also a very good end point for this.
Yeah.
But you brought up Wanda. I love Wanda in this.
Yeah.
Wanda, Queen of the Dead, is just definitively cool.
Yeah, it's super interesting, especially with the scenes we get in New Asgard. I think are some of the best in animation we've gotten from the MCU to this point.
One of the funniest of Red Guardian realizing, oh god.
Oh, I ate so many fingers.
Hmm.
Which I love that that didn't immediately end with him being zombified, but it time and allowed him to have his hero's moment.
Yeah, yeah. He turns when it's convenient for the story for him to turn.
Which is fine. You have to suspend disbelief to a point, right? Like,
Oh,
let's just have
oh,
fun with it.
it's suspended firmly in this.
Well, he was suspended for you halfway through episode 1 when they killed Kate.
Oh, I just love that at the minute that they kill Kate, I'm like, I know they're gonna kill Yelena too.
Yeah. Honestly, the one that hit the most, and obviously we've gone full spoilers here, folks. I know we didn't really preface it, but if you're here, you're here, and we appreciate you being here. Um, when Rocket and Groot just get vaporized,
Well, that was brutal.
no dialogue, it's just raccoon skull. Like, oh my god. Like, the show didn't pull any punches, and I appreciate that they went to that extent with the way that they offed a lot of these characters. Um,
Yeah, they don't hold back.
no. Oh my god, the one that really like of the speaking roles, I think the one that was the most brutal is just how quickly Zemo gets eviscerated.
See, I think for
Like
me,
he's straight up split in two.
I think
Like at least with Kate and Rocket, it's like blink and you miss it, but Zemo, it's just like, oh my god, this is grotesque
I do
in
think
the best
Kate's
way.
death is a great way to start it off because, like, first off, it's a character we love already,
It sets expectations for the rest
but
of the
also
show.
it is just how quick it is. Like, it is,
Yeah.
bam, it's over. You're done.
Well,
It was
especially with
really
the
cool
fact that
seeing,
it's zombie Captain Marvel,
yeah, zombie Captain Marvel, and then broken and beaten up Icarus. Like, hey, we got some Eternals.
which thank God for the What If creative team because the fact that they've acknowledged both Icarus and Kingo really it just warms my heart as an Eternals diehard, as an Eternals stan. That's another one. If we'd gone any further on what you there, I just freaking love going back to that movie.
It's a good movie. Um,
It's a great movie.
yeah, looking at some of the other stuff here that happens throughout it. Like I said, it has a lot of fun moments that I just think don't really come together. Like zombie zombie cap, zombie Captain America, I think is great in this. Um,
I still don't love Hudson Thames as Spider-Man, so him narrating basically the entire first 10 minutes of episode 3 was a lot.
I think it's fine. It also was like, hey, this is like incredibly important information that we kind of
We needed to give Chadwick his hero moment. We didn't have Chadwick for it, so you have Black Panther be a non-speaking role.
yeah, but also we needed to establish that information for the final episode. With like the creation of the Infinity Hulk. But yeah, the animation around Infinity Hulk was incredibly cool. I love that like hard contrast to the like almost painted style of this show. I think Infinity Hulk is interesting. Immediately one of the most interesting looking characters in the entirety of Marvel. Like they really did
Yeah.
a good job.
From a visuals perspective, it didn't fit the style of the show, but I think that was to its benefit, right?
Yeah, I think it was very intentional. Of here's all of
Yeah,
this
absolutely.
all this infinity energy inside one creature, and what does that look like? Because like when we have that with like Infinity Ultron, it's very contained because it's still the stones.
It's a machine.
Mm-hmm.
It's a vessel.
With
It's the same argument that Cap and Iron Man and Thor have at in the end of Age of Ultron of like, well, he was able to lift the hammer, but if you put the hammer in an elevator, the elevator would still go up, right?
yeah, exactly. A couple other funny things around this I love. I love that are continuing to just give Death Dealer bullshit deaths. like he just gets
Yeah, that was a tough one. I felt for Jimmy in that.
Jimmy was really fun in this. Jimmy, honestly, everyone from like the Shang-Chi story of them being like these road warriors, Mad Max style.
I wish we get more live action Shang-Chi. I know we're getting it with Doomsday and Secret Wars, but just Simu Liu is so good. And that's another one of those MC movies I'm back to on repeat of like every time I watch it, it gets better.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if we ever get that Ten Rings project. Probably not, but
Probably not.
at the same time, I said the same thing about Eyes of Wakanda. I didn't know if we were ever going to get that, and we got it. So, who knows? Other fun things throughout this. Namor was neat. It was fine. I like that we saw
Namor was friggin' terrifying.
I was not expecting to see the Raft in this show.
No.
I love how much of this show is informed by post Endgame decisions, because everyone from before Endgame has become zombies.
Well, because the pilot for this, What If Zombies, it's the events of Infinity War, right?
Yeah.
So that 5-year window has passed between the events of Infinity War and this, and we see how, to shit the world has gone.
And then I know you mentioned it already, but yeah, Blade being Moon Knight, I think, is still the coolest thing in this entire show. I wish we didn't see him killing Ghost in the trailer, because I would have popped off ridiculously hard in that moment.
That was cool.
But like everything you have, like especially the moment when like Khonshu talks to Valkyrie, like
that was fun.
So all of this was just some of the most entertaining.
It just made me want Moon Knight season 2 because, Khonshu's the homie.
What it really makes me want is Midnight Suns, so that we can see Blade and Moon Knight.
Yeah, and the Black Knight, right? We're gonna get Kit Harington back in the MCU. That's gonna happen.
Yeah, we're gonna get him. We're gonna get Blade, and we're gonna get Moon Knight. We have nothing to worry about.
I mean, I would enjoy that a lot, but maybe that's just me. I also love the idea, like just going back to that first episode with Kate, because of where this takes place in the timeline. Kate is never mentored by Clint. Kate doesn't know how the trick arrows work. So when that trick arrow fails and she ends up getting murdered because of it, it's like, well, that happened because she didn't get that experience that we got in the Hawkeye show.
It wasn't labeled, and that is on her. Yeah, like I said, I like a lot of ideas for this. I just really don't love how it came together. Groot, Rocket, and Thor showing up was still always fun. Zombie Thor is absolutely terrifying. Thor's story in this, just in general, I think is incredibly good, especially how it relates back to his story in Endgame.
Yeah, he was ripe to be broken at the end of Infinity War, and he broke in a different way here, which I thought was really neat.
Yeah, seeing the Asgardians just in general in this, because like what we talked about, the way this would go is, they lost their home, they lost all of that. Thanos killed half of them, and they were on their way to moving to Earth. So this all lines up pretty well. They came here trying to find solace. Saw it's all zombies, and we're like, well, let's go drink in a cave. Like I do think that was really fun. I liked all of the new Asgard stuff, especially looking at this version of New Asgard versus what eventually comes to pass in the MCU.
Yeah, very different place they end up at. I also just want to go back to Ikaris and Carol for a second, where Ikaris has been damaged to such an extent that it's just his core programming that's keeping him fighting Carol. It's keeping her on Earth, because keeping her there will, not he needs her there so that she can't go and infect other things, because then Tiamat can actually continue to grow inside the Earth's core. And I love that it's just that core programming that keeps her there, because otherwise she's strong enough to break the Nova Corps blockade. Like, she could go up there and just absolutely fuck everything up and go off to whatever planet she wants to just start infecting things. So
that's another one.
I kind of love how that's able to contain. Like, they found ways for us to reasonably suspend disbelief within this Marvel Zombies frame, which I thought was really, really neat, really well done.
Dude, that's the entire thing I forgot about, which was the Nova Corps blockade. The first half of this show being like, we got to get up there to
75 to 80% of it. The first 3 episodes are all about just, we have to get to space.
Mm-hmm. And then for it to completely backfire, like, that was incredibly fun for this. I really liked it. Nova Corps, we don't know what to do. Y'all are on your own. Figure it out. Stay there. Kind of reminds you of, Nova Corps are incredibly helpful, but they are also the police of space.
Cops. Which,
was great.
just as an aside there, the fact that we're also getting, Space Cop, when is that coming out? I think it's next year. We're getting Space Cops in the DCU as well, which is going to be So much fun.
Lanterns.
Lanterns.
I'm very excited for that show.
I cannot wait. That is, do we have a release date or a thing we might just have? No, we just have a window of 2026. 8 episodes.
What I'm even more excited for, and I'm hoping that we get to hear. I'm just hoping we hear something about it at New York City Comic Con this year. Is My Adventures with Green Lantern.
Are they doing that? I forgot about that.
Yeah, they are doing that. We have like official key art and everything for it.
But that's like an Elseworld story, right? Just similar to My Adventures with Superman.
So it's in the same world as My Adventures with Superman.
Okay, I still gotta watch that.
They are building that out, and the show is starring Jessica Cruz.
Okay.
So I don't know if it's going to take place on the West Coast or if it's going to be primarily like Oa, but I'm very excited for this. Also,
another thing I watched recently, Creature Commandos, was really, really good.
What's crazy about this? It's going to be her and Kyle Rayner.
Oh God, that could either go really, really well or really, really, really well.
It's going to be a great show.
It's going to be so good.
I'm trying to think if I've missed anything on this show, just kind of general story-wise. I guess the general vibe of the story is, it's been 5 years since the episode of What If. We kind of see Kate, Riri, and Kamala surviving together in New York at Kate's mom's house. When they eventually find this shrunken device inside of a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent that is a communications hub to the Nova Corps that might be able to save everybody. They try to take it across the country to get it to people who can actually do something with it. Along the way, Riri, Kate, and the artificial intelligence unit Friday, who is currently piloting the Iron Man armor with a teddy bear stuffed inside of it, which is just hilarious, all get killed. And she is saved by Blade, who then takes her to Ohio, where they meet up with Alexei, Yelena, and Melina. Melina, another very fun thing of taking Melina's mind control-y science stuff and using it on zombies was fun.
And honestly, their plan would have worked had Ghost not been a zombie. The
Absolutely.
only reason that their base was effed was because Ghost was able to phase through and start fighting widows.
Although honestly, they had the Abomination there as well, and I feel like Abomination would have been able to get through some of that.
Yeah, probably not as quickly though.
Yeah. But
also Zombie Abomination was friggin', monstrously terrifying in the best way.
In a way that only the Abomination can be. Melina sacrifices herself, and everybody else runs, while Okoye, who really does not do as much in the show as I was expecting her to do.
She's basically just a mouthpiece.
Yeah.
Right, she is the herald for the Queen of the Dead.
Yeah. Okoye alludes to them serving the Red Queen. In this, though, we get a couple of great moments where Alexei kills Cap. We finally got to see Alexei fight Captain America.
He fought half of Captain America. Come on,
we have a couple of really fun parts in this fight scene. I do want to call out particularly Cap for rolling with Alexei's shield. I thought that was very fun.
That was a ton of fun.
And then Blade Knight kills Ghost.
In a very cool way.
Very dope.
Which I didn't remember from the trailer, so I had a blast with that.
Very cool. They run off and head down to New Orleans. We quickly get a flashback in episode 2 to San Francisco, where we see the fallout alongside Shang-Chi and Katie Chen and Jimmy Woo. Ten Rings come in, try to save Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi's dad ends up getting bitten. He gives him the rings. They escape. And then become road warriors for some reason.
It's the end of the world. It's the apocalypse. Someone had to do it.
I do love that they brought back the karaoke and now they're just doing it to their crew.
Which I absolutely love that song. It was Journey. Was it Light? No. Might have been Lights.
I genuinely do not remember.
I am a big fan of Journey, so I should remember, and I don't, and I am mad at myself.
They're driving cars. This entire scene was honestly a good reminder for myself that I need to go watch the new season of Twisted Metal.
I gotta watch the first season of Twisted
Dude,
Metal.
you really gotta watch it. It's actually weirdly good.
I've got it queued up, ready to go. I just haven't gotten around to it. It was lights. I got it right.
Yay, nice. This team is consisting though of Shang-Chi, Katie, Wu, and Death Dealer, and a couple other unnamed people.
I think they named them at some point, but they die real good.
Yeah, they exist to die.
They squishy.
They're red shirts. They arrive though in New Orleans and kind of have a bit of a fight because they think the other group thinks that Shang-Chi is full zombie. And we learn that Zemo has repurposed the raft into an underground sanctuary. They all get invited on board, and we learn that our heroes are trying to use it to get to New Asgard so they can get a ship and get out into space. We get a little bit of philosophical of, hey, should we help them because it feels like the right thing to do stuff, which I really just wish we got more of because that's what makes this kind of show interesting.
Yeah.
They were real quick to be like, nah, shit, now we have to help because we're gonna die. Just give it to us, please. You're so close.
Yeah.
We learned though Zemo brought them on fully planning to sacrifice them to a zombie Namor.
Yeah. John Walker totally on board with this plan.
John Walker, a dick in every universe.
He's still just John Walker.
I also love that he's just also somehow even more pathetic in this universe.
Well, because he never got the super soldier serum.
Namor and some of the other I forget what they're called. Atlanteans? Yeah. I forget if they had a proper name or if it was just Atlanteans.
I think there was another name, but I think they ended up just translating it to Atlanteans.
Yeah. The Atlanteans just kind of power through everyone. It goes horribly wrong. With everybody being able to get into escape pod, except for Walker, who gets killed, Shang-Chi's crew, and then Yelena, who sacrifices herself to get everybody out. Alexei feels sad.
I mean, rightfully so. He's lost everything in the last couple days.
Yeah, it doesn't feel it though. I don't buy Alexei's grief in this just because I think it's because of the animation style, honestly. It just doesn't hit the same for me on this one. I don't know why. That's the end of episode 2. Episode 3, we get a big old flashback to what actually went down in Wakanda, which we never got to see in the original episode, so it was cool getting to see this. But basically, Peter, Scott, and T'Challa arrived and had to fight zombie Thanos. Thor, Rocket, and Groot showed up to help, but were not helpful at all because Groot and Rocket immediately get killed, and Thor gets taken out.
Zombie Thanos is learning and just eviscerates everything.
Yeah. Zombie Thanos is about to snap when T'Challa sacrifices himself and pushes, more like tackles, Thanos into Wakanda's vibranium core, causing a massive explosion of infinity energy, killing Thanos and all of the other zombies around, but also destroying the Infinity Stones and causing this massive pulse of energy. Peter and Scott are able to get out, but only because they were saved by the Sorcerers of Kamar-Taj. And now they are giving welcome tours to other people saved by Kamar-Taj.
I like too, Strange and Wong are both dead, so we've got a new Sorcerer Supreme running the show.
I do love that it's the Minotaur.
Yeah.
They have a couple bits about it, but it's another one of those I love the decisions that are influenced by post Endgame decisions. Anyways, we cut back to the group finally getting to New Asgard, with Alexei grieving. They go to try to get in and are confronted by Valkyrie, who was convinced by Blade, and Khonshu, more importantly, to let them in. They're having a feast brought to them by their new ally, which is revealed to be the Queen of Sokovia. Fun little nod there. And it is, in fact, Wanda, looking all too normal. Which reminds me, actually, have you seen the clip going around of Elizabeth Olsen talking about this show?
No.
She forgot that she had recorded for this show.
Oh, God.
She was asked at a
They
panel.
probably did their recording years ago at this point, right? So it's probably hard to remember.
Yeah, they traced it back, and they did this. They were recording audio for this back in like 2021.
Yeah, because that episode of What If came out in 21, I believe, right?
21, yeah. So, because like she recorded this at home, it was COVID times,
Yeah.
peak COVID times still. So, it was just a funny tidbit. We have this wonderful reveal of Wanda is essentially making an army for herself of Asgardians. The food is revealed to be zombie remains, proceeding to infect everybody. Most importantly, it affects Alexei. We get a few deaths here, particularly Zemo, Wu, and Death Dealer all die here. Death Dealer again goes out like a bitch.
Death Dealer goes out trying to protect Jimmy, and I don't think that's to be.
Oh, that's fine. It's more just the way in which he dies. I just also recently rewatched Shang-Chi, and I forgot that he just gets taken out hilariously quick.
It's very haphazard, yeah.
They all begin to flee and get to the Grandmaster ship there, but Wanda is holding them back until Thor strikes, Alexei turns, almost attacks them. They take off. Wanda stops the ship. Thor attacks Wanda, deems Kamala a proper Avenger. They take off to go to the Nova Corps. Thor stays and gets bitten. They get out into space, activate the transmitter, only to learn that the Nova Corps were already there, having condemned and quarantined the Earth and put up a barrier. Whew. A lot of stuff happens in that episode.
Yeah, a lot of stuff happens in this show in general. It's kind of nonstop.
We talked about it before recording. You and I both watched this show just as one continuous watch.
I think I ended up having to split it just because I was tired.
Which I'm like, that is one of my critiques to this show. I'm like, just make it a movie.
It originally was planned as a movie, right? And they changed it.
I think it was always a show. Also, the title treatment in this show sucks.
I thought it was kind of good.
You have one of the best logos in comics history with the Marvel Zombies logo. Use it.
Yeah, but they used the actual, they used the Civil War font properly for the first time because they didn't use it in Captain America Civil War. And I appreciated that.
I just wanted them to use this logo that is so good.
It
is the
logo. I think they just wanted to distinguish themselves from the Kirkman book.
Even more than that, it is the official logo for the show.
Yeah, that's true.
They
probably just ran out of time in post.
Yeah. Did they? It's just white text.
I don't know.
It's just white text that grows bigger.
Look, I'll take this over that Gen AI BS we got for Secret Invasion.
Of course.
Right?
I'm just saying.
This is fine.
I'm just saying you could have made the logo grow slightly, and that would have looked way better than just boring white text.
It's fine.
Anyways, finale episode. Nova Corps tries to shoot the Grandmaster ship, but they all get out. They get it back into Earth's atmosphere enough, and then all begin to fall before they are saved by the sorcerers of Kamar-Taj. And they give a little bit more information, revealing to us the energy of the Infinity Stones is being contained in Bruce Banner as the Infinity Hulk. Wanda is going to attack with this massive army of zombies. Which I do love that we get to see pretty much every zombie we've seen that hasn't already been killed again. The sorcerers are heading off to fight, but they want the other heroes to come along with them if they are so willing. Kamala has a brief moment of, well, should I? Before coming to the realization that, yes, you should. You will die if you
Well,
do
she
not.
has to. She's the only. She's the only Avenger now.
Mm-hmm. Well, Spider-Man's there. So's Ant-Man.
Well, no. Neither of them were made Avengers because this all happened before Infinity War, which is when Ant-Man doesn't show up till Endgame, and
I would argue
Spider-Man
Ant-Man
is
is
made
made
an Avenger by Tony Stark in Infinity War.
I would argue Ant-Man is
So-
made an Avenger in Civil War. If you were
Yeah,
fighting
maybe.
alongside Avengers,
He's
you
not
were an
really
Avenger.
Ant-Man though. He's a head.
He's a-
That's like saying Richard Nixon's the president of the United States in Futurama. He's not. He's a head in a jar.
They actively go to him for presidential advice in that show. It's just,
I know.
anyways, they all go off.
He's
to
a head
fight.
in a jar. He's not an Avenger.
They go off to
Kamala's the
fight.
last Avenger.
The fight is fairly cool. We get that awesome shot of Spider-Man like webbing a bunch of zombies' heads, and then pulling all of them off. That was cool. Otherwise, it's a pretty banal fight to me. It's more beating up on zombies, more of this kind of back and forth between Wanda and Kamala. Of we can fix the world if only you'll let me. We get this great moment of Riri, or not Riri, just Kate and the Alexei, Yelena, and Melina zombies showing back up. Hawkeye shows back up. Really does bring back a lot of people. At the end,
Always fun with something like this.
Kamala decides to help Wanda remake the world. There's this big old explosion, and Kamala wakes up, and it looks like everything has gone back to normal. But there are flickers in reality where Riri is telling Kamala she's hacked the system and everything is not real. We've matrixed this, and that is the end of the show. After one last jump scare of Zombie Wanda, which I'm being honest,
Thank you.
not that scary now that I've seen it 1,000 times.
Well, you shouldn't have rewatched the show 1,000 times if you didn't like it.
I watched it once. We've just seen so much of Zombie Wanda.
That's true.
And that is the end of Marvel Zombies. Like I said, I think it has solid ideas. It's really close to greatness for me. I just wish there was a few things here and there that just made the through line make a little more sense. And you, Mitch, sounds like you love it.
I had a blast, which is surprising for me because it's the first time in animation that I've really vibed with something they've put out, Marvel Animation. So, yeah, honestly, pleasantly surprised and really enjoy it. Maybe it's just the length of the show too. I think the 4-episode shorter format really worked for this.
They are really well.
Yeah, I had a blast. It was nonstop. This was a 2-hour movie in 4 episodes, and it didn't let its foot off the gas for more than 15 seconds for the most part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do hope it gets a season 2. I do hope we get to see the consequences of these decisions that they make. I just am not sure that they're going to. But also, Marvel is pushing animation more, which is great.
I mean, obviously, in doing press for this show, they're going to, try and encourage people to watch the show. But Brad Winterbaum, head of Marvel Television, said in an interview that there is like they have the story treatment done for season 2. Season 2 exists in some form. They just need people to watch it to get Disney.
Yeah.
So if you enjoyed it as much as I did, just go watch the show.
Yeah, there are other heroes they have the opportunity to bring in. They have said that Bucky is still alive somewhere.
Yeah. Or they
Maybe
lean
something.
into your thoughts of, we're in a post-zombie world now, and conscious zombies are just a thing. And it really does. I mean, knowing where the original story went with Black Panther, and I'm trying to remember who it was that was like keeping him alive just to feed on him.
Oh, Vision.
Vision, yeah.
Yeah, Vision keeps him alive to feed him to Wanda.
Well, I'm also thinking the original Kirkman story. They do something very similar. I can't remember what the character was. I know it was Black Panther that they kept alive, but he eventually gets zombified and then is conscious for Zombies Part 2. Don't they also end up going to space?
So Marvel Zombies, um, the comic book, which is a very good comic book that I highly recommend.
It is. I
Um,
gotta see if I can
yeah,
borrow that from
they take
my
over the
local
entire
library.
universe at one point.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. They end up going like Silver Surfer ends up like infecting Galactus and stuff. Like it gets very big very fast.
the other thing I also want to call out with the show before we start wrapping things up is, man, I love that we were supposed to have Blade by now. I really wish we got Blade by now.
It's the reason we got Blade Knight, so I'm not as upset that we haven't gotten Blade yet. But I Mahershala Ali is the perfect casting for Blade, apart from Todd Williams, who does the voice here. Um, please just make it happen. Make it that buddy cop movie with you can have Blade be this established zombie hunting, vampire hunting badass, and let the audience's vehicle for entering into the world be Kit Harington's Black Knight. Like, I think that's honestly the way to write a Blade movie, and I don't know why it has not come to fruition as of yet.
Yeah, I don't know if they have cast him or not yet, but I really hope that um, this guy ends up being the voice of Blade in the Blade game, being made by Arcane.
So yeah, I don't know if we don't have casting for that yet. So that would be I think that would make sense because we've seen some of that crossover as well with the voice actor here for Zemo also voicing the character in X-Men 97. We've seen the crossovers with Hudson Thames between What If and
And he's done
Your Neighborhood Spider-Man.
video game work before as well, so like we could very much see it.
Going back to what I was trying to figure out before, in the original comic, it is Giant Man that keeps Black Panther alive as a food source for himself, and Wasp loses her shit over it, and is eventually zombified herself, but is kept alive through cybernetics. And they put her head on a cybernetic body, which they very well could do here with Paul Rudd, which could be really fun for a season 2.
One other thing I want to shout out for Todd Williams, which is just kind of hilarious as I'm looking through his casting, is he ended up becoming the voice of Titan in Invincible, replacing Mahershala Ali. Just kind of funny how it just always comes full circle. But no, when I mentioned
I also forgot that Marvel Zombies in the comic ends up with a bunch of the zombies devouring Galactus, taking on his power cosmic, and becoming a collective Galacti.
Yeah, it's an insane book.
It's wild, dude.
But what's really unique about the comic that I was really hoping we would see here that we just didn't, and maybe it's a season 2 thing, is they really get into the philosophy of, are we good? Are we
undead.
Evil? What are we? It is such a fascinating topic of that, and it's played with incredibly well. That really only the freaking creator of The Walking Dead can do, right? Like, the original is written by Robert Kirkman,
as was the follow-up.
Yeah, and it's a book I highly recommend if you can handle the horror aspects of it, because it is gnarly. It is very gnarly. But that's where we're going to wrap this one up. If you're interested, go check out Marvel Zombies. Let us know what you thought in the comments below. Go check out all of our other stuff. We got plenty more coming. We will see y'all in the next video. But until then, have a magical day. And
Excelsior.